All right, you've got Dungeondraft, a wonderful tool, a tool to make maps. How do we make beautiful maps as dungeon masters or as game masters of different tabletop role playing games? Maybe you're playing online and need to make some maps. How do we do it? First and foremost, first test map we're going to do is a test map of a small cottage, a small farm cottage, maybe a little villa. So we'll start with a villa. We're going to go with a new map. Map size doesn't really matter too much. It's how big you want it to be. We're going to just do, for a little villa, we'll do like 40 by 40. And we're just going to hit OK. We're not going to start with the map wizard. We're not going to mess with any of these buttons. But we're just going to hit OK. Dungeondraft is going to load all of the assets that we have. I have a lot of custom assets as well. First and foremost, the thing to remember always, whatever tool that you are on currently, you will see there are hotkeys associated with those tools. You can always find the hotkeys associated with the tool that you have selected on the bottom left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a map. Instead of talking about every single tool that is available to you, I'm just going to build a map how I build maps, how I start building maps. And you're going to follow along with me. So, first and foremost, the thing that I think of is all right, I'm making a map. We're going to make a villa map, like a little cottage that is going to be maybe atop a small sort of hill and maybe some forests around. Maybe they are a little villa in between in the midst of a glade, an opening in the forest. We're going to have the villa maybe like this general area. We'll have the forest kind of surrounding in a crescent here, maybe a little bit over here as well. And it's just going to be on a hill. I think that is what we want to do. First and foremost, I like to go to the terrain setting. I would like to adjust the terrain here. Right now we have dirt. Dirt is what we're working with. Dirt is here. I want to change this. You can hit this little button here, and that will change the terrain selection. I like moss a lot. Let's say I choose my second layer to be dry grass. This is what we're going to do. I'm just going to left click and you will see how this sort of functions. You can go kind of slowly and get a little kind of phase. You can make it really big, do a couple taps. You can switch back and forth, tap back and forth, do a little tappy tap, 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 tap. Maybe do a little tap, 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 tap. So you can get some somewhat naturalistic looking dry sort of grass amidst the regular grass here. Pretty fast. Actually, don't even know what smooth blending does. Hey, look at that. That's a new function that I've never used before. That's pretty cool. I like that. So this is also an option. You can adjust it that way. Brand new. We'll use it. We'll use it. It looks good. So we're gonna use a smooth blending. We're gonna blend around a little bit, make it like that. We're going to let's choose regular grass and see what it looks like. How's that look? That's not terrible. Control Z is the undo. You can also go up here and hit the undo as well. I'm going to make it a little more green in the area with the cottage. Where I want the cottage to be. I want a little more terrain moss back. And gonna make some dry patches here. Maybe there's a little bit too much sun or something hitting that area. All right, done. Next thing we're gonna do, we gotta build the little cottage, right? We want it to be somewhere around here. I'm gonna turn the grid on again. As far as wall tool goes, there's a billion walls. There aren't a billion, there's like 10. It's different options. This is like a cottage in the middle of the woods. I'm going to say either this log cabin or this regular wood. I like using the regular wood a lot for most things. We'll try log cabin for now. You can change the colors here of the log cabin, adjust it a little bit. I like kind of going like more grayish, sort of a darker, sort of rustic look. We're going to make a little cottage. Let's think about what this cottage is going to have in it. Cottage will be, let's see, it'll have a main room. It'll have we need a sort of like a main living area. We need a kitchen. we need a bedroom, bare minimum. So 3 rooms and then maybe a closet, so a 4th room. And the way I'm doing this is I'm just left clicking. Again, bottom left, you'll see all of the ways that you can do things. You can hold shift to make curves. You can, let's do that right now. Hold shift, donka, look at that. Pretty cool, huh? Bonka, you can make a weird curve. I don't like that though, so I'm gonna push delete to change that, to adjust that. Boom, it's done. So the next thing we wanna do, we've made the exterior will be maybe like an open kitchen, or do we want a door there? Kitchens usually don't have doors. I mean, they do sometimes, but let's do something like, this will be like a, maybe like a pillar of the house. Yeah. And so there'll be like an open kitchen. This will be just sort of like a pillar, like a central column pillar. Is that dumb for a log cabin? Kind of. That will be a fireplace. We'll make this a fireplace. This will be one of those sort of like 4-way fireplaces. So the chimney will actually be here. In which case I am going to change this. So you can actually go into the bottom left. There's a little selection tool right here. You will always you can always sort of like highlight things and select them. We're going to change this to like cobblestone. I'm going to change the color to be a little bit darker. There we go. I might actually make it bigger. Or what if it was like this? Like a big kind of fire. That looks nice. So that'll be a big fireplace where people can cook. You can also walk in and out. We're gonna edit points on this one. We're gonna just adjust that down. We might move this over a little bit as well, just to give people a little more space to walk around. This can be a little closet, and then I want his room to be bigger than this, so I'm going to make a new sort of space here like that. Let's do this. So there's the front porch. You can walk in here. Front door, you walk in, you see living space. These maybe be windows overlooking some like nice forest. Got some chairs. We got the kitchen. This maybe is like a mud room where you like put your stuff away. There'll be some like tables and stuff here. You walk in, this is the master bedroom. So the closet or the larder maybe can be like this kind of area. Cool, we made our floor plan. Done. We're done. Next thing I would do is, I think I'm gonna make the, there's like gonna be a little porchway here. We're gonna go to pattern shape tools. This is how you make like floors. Do something like that. That feels like inside. I like this one. It is a little busted, but this is like an outside sort of situation. So there's the porch, the awning. There maybe will be like an overhang, but you're not gonna see it. What we'll do to make the illusion of a shadow is I have added this. This is one of the assets that I've downloaded. We're gonna add like kind of a little shadow here. Cool. So there is a sort of like a shadow where the where like an overhang would be. There needs to be a line here to indicate that there's like a line here. Like there's depth to this. So what we're gonna do first and foremost is most porches have like, you know, some kind of like fancy looking thing around it. What is it? Path tool. Yeah, so we're gonna look through the path tool. We're gonna find wooden fence. We're gonna do like here, and then this will be kind of like the open space. Another thing we're gonna do is we are gonna add a shadow, drop shadow. We'll do it like this. Boom. Boom. We're gonna put this under. We want it to be below water. That way it's underneath this guy who is on layer 1. Same deal with you. Excuse me. You can also send it back. Below water, please. There we go. All right, there's our porch done. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add probably like a stool. So I'm just gonna type in stool. Boom. We want this is unrelated, but we're gonna slap this here. Yeah, I'm gonna put these here. I'm getting sidetracked. I want a stool. Where the heck is a stool? Let's do chair. This is a good one. Do a little stool down here. I'm going to turn off snap so I can put it where I want. I think the doors are going to go like right here. So we'll put like a couple stools here and then a table, maybe even a little side table. Cock it to the side just a little bit. I do have a broom. I think broom is also in, yeah, there's like couple standard ones. That's fine. We'll do the inside of the house now. So we want to go to pattern shape tool. What's the inside of the house going to look like? It's going to be wood. We'll do this one. I don't like the standard color. It's usually kind of orange. I'm going to drop it a little bit to like more of a dark color. Turn off edit points. And I'm going to turn on this option, which allows us to kind of like shape things. We're going to turn on snap. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. Yeah, this is fine. What I will do actually is I'm gonna have a separate door here so you can walk into the mudroom, do your business, and then you can walk in. So there will be two doors, which means I gotta move this this chair. We'll move this chair to the other side so you can sit here. This will be a door, which means we need to go to doors. So let's do some doors now. As you can tell, I like to jump around a lot. Slam a door here, slam a door here. This will be like the mudroom door. This is sort of the regular door. Let's be real nice and make a little mat for the front door. I don't think it's called mat. There are some camp mats. I like sometimes with things that are on the floor, I like to turn off the shadow. I'm going to turn off the snap as well. Yeah, that seems fine. We're going to change the color to brown. Makes the most sense to me. So there's a little doormat. We can use this other one. Right now it's on over. We want to put it on under. There's another doormat here. I think we'll move this. I'm just going to move this to like that side. To give it a little more space, we're going to go back to the pattern shape tool. We want to have some kind of like stone, I think, because stone is easy to clean. We're going to darken it up a little bit, maybe give it a bluish hue. We are going to snap it. Duka, 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 duka. So there's a little bit of stone there. I'm a huge fan of that stone. This one's a little better. Let's drop the color, give it a blue tint. This feels right. Cool. Now we got to make another door. Let's go back to doors. Portal tool. We want a door to the master bedroom. And that's it. The rest is sort of open. Oh, I guess we need a door to the larder, which should be towards the kitchen, which makes sense. We want furniture. So one thing we can do is go to tags. We can go to furniture. This will give us a ton of options. So let's look through it. Let's do, actually, hang on. These are supposed to be windows. That's something that I'm going to fix real quick. So one of the annoying things that we're going to have to do is, in order to adjust this, right? There's only really one way to do it that I know of. All right, so we're going to trace the whole wall so I don't have to guess where it goes. And we're going to stop there. Double click, you're done. We're going to go back to this. We're going to delete the old one. Boom, we're done. Portal tool, we got to add the doors back because it disappeared because I deleted the old one. All right, so we have that nice windowed vista here. We're going to go to back to our object tool. It saves that you are in furniture, which is nice. Turn off snap. I'm going to start with a big couch. It usually helps. So one thing you can do, hold the A key, you can adjust that. We're going to do a big couch, maybe like, this feels good. We'll swap it. Boom. So we got a nice little thing. We'll add like a table. This is more like a, we'll put this in the larder. Oh, yeah, he's got to take a dump, doesn't he? A little dumpy. We're gonna put the dumpies. Maybe just one. He's a single man who lives by himself. We're gonna do wall tool. We gotta make a space for him to take a dump. Bada boom, bada bing. We want under. There we go. We're gonna do portal tool. We need the door. And then zoop. There we go. Cool. So he's got a toilet, a way to use the potty. Still looking for a trapdoor. Might be fun. Since it's on the floor, I'm going to turn off shadows. Put a little, maybe like a little trapdoor here. So that goes into like maybe a little cellar, just a very small cellar down there. Just look through the options here. I like a rug. A rug makes sense to me. It's gonna have to be under. Let's turn off snap. Maybe a rug like that. Maybe a rug like that. Is that crazy? It's a little crazy. We're gonna do some books. Just a little book nook over here. We'll do. This guy's probably. We're gonna turn on shadow. He probably needs to wear clothes. This will be like a clothes sort of thing. We're gonna do maybe a little side table kind of thing. We're gonna do a round table like here and here. Let's do in the kitchens. We'll say that there's a man who lives by himself, but maybe, I mean, he's got a lot of space for guests, don't he? Let's give him a bigger kitchen, I guess. And then we're gonna do, let's pull it out one more. Let's live a little. Getting close to the edge of the map, not ideal. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm going to adjust the map. The way you can do that, I could sit here and try and move all this stuff over. It's a pain in the butt. Easier thing to do would be to go to map options. We're gonna go to menu. We're gonna go to change map size. We are going to expand the right side of the map by at least 6 pixels, 6 tiles rather. We're gonna take from the other side. And it just kind of scooches it over. The only thing that it won't do for you, which is maybe kind of obvious, is whatever sort of work that you have done on the terrain is going to be like cut off there. So we have to kind of go back and forth to fill that out a little bit. Let's get freaky with it. We're gonna make our own tables. I'm gonna turn the shadow off. Gonna put a table here. I'm gonna like give it some like bump outs, and we are going to grab this. Control-C, Control-V works just like in other programs. We can flip it around, do that. Maybe we can do something like that instead. That don't be looking terrible. That will do it. Where are we gonna put this thing? This looks like a boat, so we're gonna put it here. We're gonna go and make some chairs. Oh, you gotta have water. Kind of makes sense. In the kitchen, little tub of water. There should be a back door, I guess. Now that I think about it, we'll put a back door over here, so you can like go out and toss your dirty water. We'll put the door there. Put up. We're going to change the pattern shape on this space. Zumba to Zumba. There we go. Now it's like, you know, boom, still part of the kitchen. Now we're gonna go to objects. We're making them stools. All right, so you got a nice big table. I don't know how people are squeezing back there, but they're doing it. Who cares? We need more random, like where are you gonna put all your stuff? We need more cupboards. An island with like cupboards in it. Sure, whatever. I think we're done there. We're going to move on to, we need some stuff for the mudroom as well. Maybe a little chest here. Boots. Put like a boot here. Pardon the ding. We're gonna put a boot here. We'll do like a paper. I don't know. I'm gonna turn the shadow off so it's like a part of the furniture. We'll do like a scroll. Kind of like, I don't know, whatever. Hanging out here. We're gonna do a cutting board. We'll put the cutting board here. Give me one of these guys. We'll put that like here. I would like a knife. This is a knife that I made. Put it here. That's good. Like, we don't want to do too much, or we're going to be here all day. We need a bed. Do a little side table here. We'll do a little kind of like benchy looking thing so he can put on his shoesies or whatever it is he's going to do. Let's add another one of these. We'll do something like that. Oh, he needs a foot locker, of course. This is good. It's like a trunk foot locker. And I want this bed to be on top. There we go. Done. Now we just need to add the flooring for this one, and we're good. Bam. Done. Bam. Tile makes less sense. We can adjust the rotation. I don't hate that. But I don't love the color. What else we got? That's fine. Done. We made a beautiful house. We do need to mess with this. Going to make a fire pit real quick with some random stones. We'll maybe switch it up to these guys. We'll do this one. It's the same one. We'll do this one. Fire. Let's do something like this. There we go. So we got a fire. Boom. Roaring fire burning. Everything's looking good. We're done. We made our villa. Villa's finished. As far as the train goes, we need trees. It's wilderness, right? Nature, sorry. We're going to nature. We're going to do this the fun way. So you're going to go to scatter tool. Scatter tool scatters things. So like for instance, if I'm clicking, it's just going to rotate. It won't change the scale because I have scale 1 to 1, which is fine for me. The spread is 0.5, which means if I just hold the button down, 0.5, whatever, percentage points, spread. You can choose multiple. So we're going to choose pretty much all of these. And we're going to start building. I think this one should be under. Building like a little bit of a forest around this guy. Put some a little bit closer to home. Boom. And honestly, this is good enough. I'm gonna go ahead and add a stump. This guy's got to chop wood, right? Maybe he's got an old stump. And want some logs. Looking good. The next thing we're gonna do, last thing I usually like to do is add some paths. We want to change the transitions to fade. And we're gonna make some like some hills and stuff. So some like natural like swooping hills. We're gonna go like that, like that. Because you got to think about drainage, you know. You build your house up atop a shining hill, otherwise your cellar would be full of water. Something like that. Cool. One thing I will add is we're gonna do. Okay, we'll do two things. One thing we're gonna do is there's an easy way to make this pop a little bit more. This is super unnecessary, but what you can do is you can go and grab I think it's this one. Yeah, it's just this like shadow tool. And you can make a drop shadow on the house. And so what you do is you decide where you want the light source to be. Maybe the sun is coming from this direction, going that way. In which case, there would be, you know, kind of like a drop shadow that looks something like, and boom, got a little bit of a drop shadow. That way, it's like, yeah, the building is like a little tall. Add it around the wood. You can get real detailed with it and add it around the wood. Something like that. It doesn't have to be super detailed. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little cliff here, just to show you how I do cliffs. I like to make cliffs with the path tool. What we're gonna do, we'll do the transition out to shrink. So we're gonna do this, and this will be something like that. This gets really sharp towards the end sometimes. You could just go to edit points, add a few more points sort of in that general area, and it will chunky it up a little bit. We're going to go back to edit points. I want this to look a little taller than it looks right now, like a little more sheer, especially on this side. So the next layer is underneath this layer. Just going to do something like that. Gonna make a bunch towards the end here, and it kind of tucks underneath. And there you go. It looks like, you know, you got multiple kind of like layers kind of popping out. But we'll say it's getting pretty close to this line here, so I'm just gonna grab this and move it up. Cool, so now we've got like a bit of a cliff here. I like adding, last thing, also unnecessary, you can add the, like a shadow. We're gonna transition fade, and we are going to, I'm actually gonna make this bigger, so you can change the width. We'll go 175. Alright, add a bit of shadow, boom, done. Cool, there's our villa, we're done. We finished. Next thing we're gonna do, this is the final step. Before we go into Photoshop and mess with it even more if we wish to. We're gonna go to the environment. You can change the ambient light to make it look, you know, dark at night. You can make a night scene this way. You can give it like sort of a weird, like, you know, kind of like a sunset. You can give it sort of like a cool, like nighttime kind of thing. I like to do somewhere sort of in a darkish blue area as a base, and you want to make it darker than normal, and I will show you why in a minute. This is something that you can do to emphasize elevation even more than what these little like sort of lines have done for us and shadows. I'm going to drop the intensity of the light tool, and I'm going to use this light. We have a bunch of them. This is kind of cool. There's some cool ones, but like hardly ever use them. You mostly use this one. So this is the top of the hill, the shining top of the hill. I put a light there. I'm going to put another light there. I am going to go over here, maybe zoom it down a little bit, put one there, maybe put one here. Since this is high in elevation as well, I'm going to put a couple kind of like in that general area. This is like an incline. But see how that adds depth? That adds depth to the whole thing without having to really do a whole lot. Can go bonka. You know, if you think this is too dark, you want to lighten it up again, you can, of course, lighten it up a little bit. It looks fine. Cool, done. So the next thing we want to do is, the next thing I would do is export. Export mode PNG is what I like. Grid on, lighting on, everything's good to go. The presets, I want optimal halved, because Dungeondraft, for whatever reason, prints out some honking huge images. So we are going to export it, save. It'll save. Bada bing, bada boom. We are saved. It's gonna pop out where it's saved, which is great. We're gonna go into Photoshop now. The reason we go to Photoshop is for optimizing the image for online play. Because as you can see right now, 14 megabytes, that's not huge. It's not a huge map, but it's not a small map. This is the map that we've made. It's looking pretty great. Wonderful, wonderful map. We want to shrink it a little bit because when you are, you know, like, do you really need this fine detail? No, you're going to be playing maybe like at this level. If you really wanted to zoom in, you could, but like your players are going to be playing at like this resolution, like this, I should say, like zoom level for the most part. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw this image into Photoshop. Control Shift Alt S. What that does is you're saving for web. Control Shift Alt S. This will always, I mean, I'm using an older version of Photoshop. This will always say that this is going to be too big. It's not too big. It's going to pop out an image that looks something like this. This is a little preview thing. And it will give you, it will drop that file size by a large factor. I like to keep my images below, if I can help it, below 2. If I have to, and it's a huge map, below 5 megabytes. For Foundry, so we're below 2. The quality level is passable. We could jump it up a little bit. We could jump it to 30 or 40. Let's try 40. you know, like the difference is pretty minimal. That jumped us up to 2. It's fine with me. Let's save it. Going to add that as a JPEG, save. And we're done. We have saved the file for Foundry. It should be easy to import. All right, so we're in Foundry. The next thing I want to do is I want to go into scenes. We're going to go to create a scene. We're going to call this Villa. Create new scene. Here's our villa. Navigation name. You can change it if you want. Background image is what we want. Background image is we're going to go into our worlds folder. Our Frostmaiden folder is where we put it. We put it in battle maps. It's in examples. Villa. Select file. Save changes. Yes. Now we are going to activate this scene. And here is our scene. As you can see, we're looking good. Our grid is not lined up. The reason it's not lined up is because Foundry has no idea what size this image is. So we're going to configure it. We're going to go to grid. We're going to hit this little button here, grid configuration tool. In the background image scale, 0.781. That gets you pretty accurate, pretty close to Foundry's line. You can actually make it even closer by doing like 0.7811, 0.7812. So 0.7812 is pretty good. You don't really need to go that deep, but here we are. Padding percentage, I like to keep it on 0.05. It's the smallest amount of padding you can have. I like a little padding because for a lot of reasons, but I won't go into them because this is already like an hour long. Gonna make some walls around the outside. I'm holding control to add these walls quickly. Boom, 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 and last but not least, boom. Next thing we're going to do, we are going to make walls here. We need to make walls where the walls are. Making walls where the walls are, which is just going to be simple. We're not going to mess with roofs. We're not going to mess with weird elevation stuff. We're just making walls, which is the simplest way to go about it. I don't think it's necessary, but I do like when I have a split like this or a split like this, I like to make separate walls for them. I don't think it matters, but sometimes it does. We're going to go here. I'm going to go here. Same deal for this one. We're going to go boom. We're going to go boom. We're going to go boom. Next thing we're going to do, make some doors. Doors are here. Door. Boom. There's a door here. There's a door here. There's a door here. And I just realized I need to make another wall there. 2 walls, actually. Back to doors. We do a door here. We do a door here. And that's all the doors. The next thing we need to do is some windows. There's windows here. There is a windows option. Where is it? Invisible walls. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. So you'll be able to see through the windows. Now we want to check our work. I have a tester for this purpose. This tester has the eyesight of a standard player. It's got dark vision out to 60 feet. As you can see, I just like to do a quick one around, make sure that my walls are looking good. And it looks like they are looking pretty good. I can see through the big window here. I can see in there. One thing I should do, actually, now that I just remembered, there should be some walls where the fireplace is. This should occlude at least some sight. So yeah, you can still see sort of like through the fireplace. I figure it's like an open fireplace you can see through. But you shouldn't be able to see all the way through exactly. Let's go around. They would go in here, can go in here, you can see out there. We're moving around, you see in this room, and in the cellar / larder. Beautiful. And we can get out of here. Sick. So that's it. I mean, that's the whole deal. We've done it. Hope that helps anybody who is trying to make maps. for Foundry or any other virtual tabletop in Dungeondraft. Thank you. Goodbye.